in the yesterday's lecture we have seen that if you are having any curve, so for any curve suppose everyone will go from everyone will travel that curve with a different speed. So to avoid this confusion, we have seen one theorem that you have to find out the unit speed reparameterization of a given curve. Suppose if the curve alpha is given with the parameters t, so you have to reparameterize the curve and you have to find out a new curve, that is a curve beta, which will have a new parameter s. That means in such a way that we have to find out reparameterization of a curve with the help of an arc length in such a way that norm of b dash should be equal to 1. Norm of b dash is nothing but your velocity, that is magnitude of velocity. So we have to find out the reparameterization of a curve in such a way that it will give you a unit speed. Okay. So now we will see one or two example based on this. Find the unit speed reparameterization of a circle of radius a. So let me have this. Suppose you have a circle, equation of a circle in terms of parameter, we write it as a cos t, a sin t, that is with radius a. Correct. Now what is our aim to find out unit speed reparameterization of a curve? What is our curve in this example? It is a circle. Okay, and the condition a is not equal to 0. So for that, first we will find out alpha dash of t. What is alpha dash of t? It is minus a sin t. Derivative of a cos, sin is cos. Okay, to find out the derivative of a curve alpha, it is equivalent to find out the derivative of each and every coordinate functions. Okay, now after finding this, first we will find out norm of alpha dash of t, that will give you the speed of the curve. Okay, for that you need to take under root of this a square sin square t plus a square cos square t. So which will give you simply a sin square plus cos square is 1. So on the next, if you want to find out an arc length, it will be integration 0 to 2 pi, and it is norm of alpha dash of t dt. Now instead of 0 to 2 pi, in general if you want to write down, it is integration a to b, where a is the initial point, b is the final point. So we can write now a outside and be integration 0 to 2 pi dt. So this will be, after doing an integration, I will get it is 2 pi a, that will be nothing but the circumference of the circle. Okay, this we have seen already. Now what is our aim to find out now? Here this is what is circumference of the circle. Now if I want to find out the reparameterization, for that I will do one thing, that is s is equals to integration, I will take 0 to t a d. Instead of dt we will take it as u, because as it is already we are using a t parameter, so that's why we will use a s. Okay, so for that if you have magnitude of velocity is nothing but a, so I can write now a, integration of this will be simply t within simply u within the limit 0 to t. So this will be a times t, that is s. So what we get, arc length of the function is nothing but a times t. Now whatever we have done in our theorem, we have to do the same procedure. What we have done in the theorem, we have written the new function which is in terms of s. So t, we can write it is in terms of s, that is s by a. Okay. So now we have got the relation between t and s. T is a parameter which is given to us, which is for the curve alpha. Now s is a parameter in such a way that we have to find out a new curve beta, which is a reparameterization of your curve alpha in such a way that norm of b dash should be equal to 1. Okay, whatever we have done in the theorem, we have to do the same thing. Now we have written this t is equal to, now we can write beta is nothing but your alpha of h. Now what is your h? H is nothing but your t of s, that is a function which is in terms of s. So we can now write it as alpha of s by a, that is nothing but means wherever t we are having, we have to put s of s by a, that is alpha of t is nothing but we have provided a cos t a sin t on the condition a is not equal to 0. So I can write now a cos s by a sin s by a, right? So this is what a new that is reparameterization of a given curve alpha of t. Now this is what a reparameterization, that is beta. Now what is our aim to check now? Whether it will give you a unit speed. So for that we will find out firstly beta dash in such a way that we have to differentiate now beta with respect to our parameter s. So what will be b dash is nothing but a as it is, derivative of cos is minus sin s by a. What is the derivative of s by a with respect to s? It will be 1 upon a. So that 1 upon a I can write here. So next, what is the derivative of sine? So a as it is, derivative of sine is cos s by a. Derivative 1 by a, derivative of s. So this a get cancelled. So what I means in the b dash of s is nothing but sin s by a and cos s by a, sin with the negative. Now what is our aim to check? Whether whatever the new reparameterization of a given curve we have found, whether it will give you a unit speed. To find out a unit speed, that is to find out the derivative of your given curve beta or whatever the curve we have found. So after finding a derivative, we will write down what is norm of beta dash of s. So this will be equal to under root of sin square s by a plus cos square s by a. So what will be sin square plus cos square under root of 1, that is equal to 1. So we have found the reparameterization of a given curve circle with the help of a arc length. Okay. So it is very easy to find out the reparameterization of a curve with the help of our arc length of the function. So what we have to do initially, first find out alpha dash with the given alpha of t, just differentiate it with respect to t. You have to differentiate each and every coordinate. After that you have to find out the norm of alpha dash of t. And if you found a norm of alpha dash of t is equal to 1, there is no need to do anything. Now what we have to find out, if suppose norm of alpha dash of t it is not equal to 1, then you have to find out the relation between t and s. What is s? S is arc length, t is our given parameter t. So now we have to find out the relation between s and t. So next we have to write down the equation in terms of t. Then we can now write down beta of s, that is alpha of t. So wherever we are having t, just put up the term which we have obtained in terms of s. So now instead of t we have to write down the equation, the curve in terms of s. So after writing this, we have to again find out b dash, then find out norm of b dash. After doing all this, if you found norm of b dash is equal to 1, then you will get unit speed reparameterization. And it is always possible to find out the unit speed reparameterization with the help of our arc length. Okay, that is a theorem that will show you that with the help of an arc length you can find out the unit speed reparameterization. Reparameterization you already know. Parameterization means what? Writing the given curve in terms of parameter. Reparameterization means what? You have to write down a given curve which is in terms of t. Now we have to write down with some another parameter, say s. Okay, after writing reparameterization. So, but after writing reparameterization, you have to check whether it is a unit speed. That is, norm of b dash should be equal to 1. Okay. So let me solve another example. As already I told you, you have to download the two apps. One is a Newton demo, another is a function plotter, so that you can find out what is how the geometrically your figure looks like. That means any example you are now going to solve in differential geometry. And already I have told you that in differential geometry we will completely dealing with our 3D space and imagination. If you want to study differential geometry, you must know, you must be able to imagine. And for that, if suppose you want to study any curve, because in the differential geometry we are going to study the smooth curve. Okay, so in the whole differential geometry we will have curve and surfaces. To study all this, you must have the imagination. Or in other way, we have an app, that is Newton Demo or Function Plotter. In that, if you put just a curve, okay, the equation of a curve, you will get the 3D image of that. Okay, so that's why you must download it, so that if you put any equation of a curve, you can get the image. Okay, so that you can be able to see what is a geometric interpretation of that curve, or how the curve looks like. For the example of this, we know that it is a circle. But now we will solve an example. Find the arc length of the curve. What is a curve given to us? A cos cube t, a sin cube t. Okay, now you don't know what is this a cos cube t, a sin cube t. For that, I will give you an homework. You have to find out what is this curve. Okay. So we have to find out unit speed reparameterization. So what is a method? What the method we are going to follow is alpha dash of t will be derivative of cos cube, that is 3a, derivative of derivative of cos is minus sin t, correct? Now then derivative of sin cube is 3 as it is, 3a sin square, t derivative of sin is, we can write it as cos. Okay. Now we have to find out norm of alpha dash of t. Okay. So under root of, this is 9 a square, we will take 9a square common from both. So this will be cos raised to 4t sin square t plus sin raised to 4t cos square t. Okay, 9a square is common. So that we can write down this as 3a. So now we can take sin square cos square common. So this will be sin square t cos square t. So what remains in the bracket in the first term, I will write cos square t. In the second term, it will be sin square t. Okay, so this will be 3a sin under root sin square cos square, it will be sin t cos t. What is cos square plus sin square, it will be 1. Okay, so what I get? Norm of alpha dash of t, I will get it as 3a sin t cos t. Okay. So to write this in the compact form, we will write down norm of alpha dash of t is equal to 3a by 2. We will multiply and divide by 2. So this will be 2 sin t cos t, that will be sin of 2t. Right? Multiplying and divided by 2, that will be 2 sin t cos t, that will be sin of 2t. Now let me find out the arc length. So how to find out an arc length? So let us now find out what is alpha dash of t is equal to 3a by 2 sin of 2t. Correct? So now let us find out arc length is equals to, what is arc length? We have to find out s is equals to integration 0 to t a norm of alpha dash of u du. Okay, so that what is the norm of this? This is 0 to t 3a by 2 sin of 2t, instead of t we will write sin of 2u du. Okay, so let us find out the integration of this term. So s is equals to, okay, 3a by 2 I will take outside. So what is the integration of sine 2u? It is cos of 2u divided by 2, and the integration limits are 0 to t. So that will be 3a by 4. Cos of 2u is, that is cos of 2t. I will get cos 0 will be 1. So s is equal to, I will get 3a by 4 cos of 2t divided 2t minus 1. Now I have to write down this equation in terms of t. So that's why we will write down this cos of 2t minus 1. I will write down this with the one formula. 1 minus cos 2t is 2 sin square t. So minus, so as it is 1 minus cos 2t formula, so we have to write down the negative sign. 3a by 4, that will be sin square t. 1 minus cos 2t is sin square t. 2 sin square t, right? So for that we will write down this is 2 sin square t. So this 2 the minus 4, so we will get minus 3a by 2 sin square t, right? Now to as we are calculating the speed, this is nothing but your arc length. Now arc length always will be positive, so that's why we will not consider the negative sign. So we will take arc length as 3a by 2 sin square t, correct? So this is 3a by 2 sin square t. So now I will write down this is 2s by 3a is equal to sin square t. So that's why we get sin t is equal to under root 2s by 3a. So we will get t is equal to sin inverse of under root of 2s by 3a. So what I get, t is equal to sin inverse of under root of 2s by 3a. Right. So now we have got the relation between t and s. Now we have to write down the reparameterization. That is beta of s is equals to alpha of t. That is, what is the value of t here now? That is sin inverse of under root of 2s by 3a. So wherever t we are having in our equation, we have to write down and sin inverse of under root 2s by 3. So what is our curve alpha? That is a, what was our curve alpha? A cos cube t, a sin cube t, right? A cos cube t. So instead of t, you have to write it down. It has sin inverse of under root of 2s by 3. And the next is a, here it is sin cube t is nothing but sin inverse of under root of 2s by 3a. Correct? Now I have to cancel this sin inverse and cos sin inverse. So for that I will write down this cos cube as in terms of sin. What is the formula for cos cube? So that we can write it in terms of sin cube. Okay, for that we will write down the equation once again. Okay, for that we will have, what is cos square t? It is 1 minus sin square t, correct? What is cos square t? 1 minus sin square t. So what I will get, cos of t is nothing but under root of 1 minus sin square t. So what we have to find out now, cos cube t. So that will be 1 minus sin square t raised to 3 by 2. As we have to take a cubing on both sides. Okay. So now let me write down, instead of cos cube, we will write down it as this a as it is 1 minus sin square. What is t? T is nothing but sin inverse of under root 2s by 3a raised to, here 3 by 2. Correct? So after doing this, sin inverse will get cancelled. A as it is 1 minus, we'll get it as 2s by 3a raised to 3 by 2, and here it is a 2s by 3a raised to 3 by 2. Correct? One minus 2s by 3a, 3 by 2, and after that it is a 2s by 3a raised to 3 by 2. So we have found now beta of s, that is a reparameterization. Now what is our job? To find out beta dash and then find out norm of beta dash, and if we get norm of beta dash is equal to 1, then it will be a unit speed reparameterization. So let me find out beta dash of s is equal to a derivative of this 1 minus 2s by 3a raised to 3 by 2. It will be 3 by 2 as it is, derivative we have to take now with respect to s. That will be minus 2 by 3a, derivative of s is with respect to s is 1. So we will get it is raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2. Okay. Second term, derivative of this will be again 3 by 2 as it is. Now derivative of this will be 2 by 3a this is 1 minus 2s by 3a raised to half, and the derivative of this will be 2 by 3a, and here it is derivative this is 2 by 3a, and here it is 2s by 3a raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, that is half. We have to find out norm of p dash of s. Okay, after finding norm, it will get. So this 3a by 2, 3a by 2 reciprocals are get cancelled. We will get this equation as 1 minus 2s by 3a squaring. So we will get again this 3a by 2 get cancelled. So what I get again square, it is 2s by 3a. So what I get is minus 2s plus 2s will get cancelled. So we will get norm of b dash is equal to under root 1. So under root 1 will be 1. So we will get norm of b dash is equal to 1. What is your job in this? You have to find out what is the geometric interpretation or what is the name of this curve alpha of t. What is alpha of t? A cos cube t, a sin cube t. Okay. Now we'll go for the next one, that is orientation of a curve. Now all the simple closed curve can be classified as positively oriented and negatively oriented. Okay. If the curve is said to be positively oriented if it is in the anti-clockwise direction, and if the curve is in the clockwise direction, then we call it is a negatively oriented. Okay. A reparameterization of a curve alpha is said to be orientation preserving if h dash is greater equal by 0, and if orientation will be it is called orientation reversing if h dash is less equal by 0. Now you may have a question, what is h? H is nothing but a new function which we are using while finding the reparameterization. So if you found h dash, then after finding h dash, what you have to see, if h dash is less equal by 0, then we say that it is orientation reversing, and if h dash is greater equal by 0, then we say that our curve is reparameterization of a given curve is orientation preserving. What is the meaning of orientation preserving? That means the given curve alpha, whatever, suppose your curve alpha is in the positively oriented. If suppose it is positively oriented, that means if it is in anti-clockwise direction, then if you found the reparameterization beta, and if you found h dash is greater equal by 0, then for a given curve alpha अगर आपका positively oriented है और h dash आपको greater equal by 0 मिल रहा है, तो obviously we can say that b dash, that is a given new reparameterization beta, will also be in the same orientation, that is positively oriented. If your given curve is negatively oriented and if you get h dash is greater equal by 0, then you can say that your deparameterization beta will also be in the negatively oriented. If it is positive, new curve should be positively oriented, or if it is negative, new curve should be negatively oriented. And if suppose you get h dash is less equal by 0, then it is orientation reversing. What is the meaning of orientation reversing? That means if suppose your given curve alpha is positively oriented and if you get h dash, the new function h that we are using while reparameterization, that is just a relation between t and s. Just now we have found in this example. What was the relation? We have found s is equal to 3a by 2 sine square t. Then we have written in terms of t. T is nothing but sine inverse of that under root 2s by 3. So whatever we have found the relation, that is called h. We have to find out h dash. And if suppose h dash is less equal by 0, then you can say that it is orientation reversing. That means if your given curve is positively oriented and if you found h dash, that is a new function h with the help of which we are finding the reparameterization. If you are finding h dash, if it is less equal by 0, it means that the reparameterization beta will be negatively oriented. If it is positive, this will be negative. If it is negative, the reparameterization will be positive. Okay, orientation reversing, orientation preserving. Okay, what is a positively oriented? If your given curve is in anti-clockwise direction, then it is positively oriented. If it is in the clockwise direction, then it is negatively oriented. You know clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So whatever the curve you are obtaining, if you want to plot those curve, after plotting the curve, if you get it is in the clockwise direction, in an anti-clockwise direction, then you can say it is negatively oriented or positively. Okay. Now what is a vector field on a curve? Suppose we have already studied what is a vector field. Vector field is simply collection of all the tangent vector ones at every point P of a E3 space. Okay. So now what is a vector field on a curve? Now if you have any arbitrary curve, say alpha of t, what will be a vector field? So let me go back. What is a vector field we have studied? It is collection of all the tangent vector ones at every point P of a E3 space, right? The collection of all the tangent vector ones at every point P of a E3 space. And if all the vectors are going in x direction, then it is U1 vector field. If all the vectors are going in the y direction, then it is U2 vector field. If all the vectors are going in the z direction, then it is a U3 field. So at every point, if you are able to find out one tangent vector, the collection of all those will call it as a vector field. Now what is a vector field on a curve? At every point I have to find out one vector. And collection of all those vector I will call it as a vector field on a curve. Okay. Vector field on E3 is nothing but collection of all the tangent vector ones at every point P of a E3 space. Then what will be the vector field on the curve? It will be the collection of all the tangent vector at each point of our curve alpha. Okay. So what will be parallel vector field? That means we have seen that what are parallel tangent vector. Parallel vectors means what? They will have the same direction but the point of applications are different, right? And what is the intersecting vectors? That means they will have the same point of application but they have a different vector path. So what will be a parallel vector field? Parallel vector field means what? All the vectors will be going in the same direction, that is vector parts will be the same. If in some vector field we are getting all the vector in the same direction, then it is called a parallel vector field. That is vector part is same but the point of applications are different. Vector field y on a curve is said to be parallel provided all its tangent vectors are parallel. If a vector field y is parallel, then its Euclidean coordinate functions are constant. That means we are getting a vector field. Vector field on a curve is said to be parallel vector field if all the vectors are going in the x direction. Suppose in the particular direction instead of x. The collection of all those we will call it as a parallel vector field. Okay. Parallel meaning what? All the vector will all the tangent vector will have the same direction. Okay. That means they will have a same Euclidean coordinate function. That means y of t. Suppose I am saying y of t is nothing but your parallel vector field. Then it will be summation ci ui. What are your ui? Natural frame field. So these c1, c2, c3 will be the direction where all the vectors are moving. Okay. So what is acceleration of the curve? We have found alpha dash is nothing but velocity of the curve. So what will be acceleration? Alpha double dash will be the acceleration of the curve. Okay. So let us stop here. In the next lecture we will see some of the statements, and after that we will start our new chapter. Okay. So let us stop. Thank you.